tell you that this year was supposed to be our year? No, I'm just playing. I just want to jump on here to talk some football, man. Football is back. We already covered the return of football on our channel, man. On our channel, 285 Live. We had an episode for Outside the Perimeter. This is probably like an offshoot. I'm under the Outside the Perimeter banner, but it's just me today. And yeah, don't mind me while I ramble a little bit. I'm just checking to see if my stuff is up. This morning I was gonna come on and do this, but I was having issues, man. I was having some technical issues, and nothing was on. Like I'm trying to make sure that my YouTube is on. YouTube, trying to make sure Twitch looks like. Let's see, Twitch. Is Twitch on? Twitch is on. Okay, we're good there. Good there. Okay. I just need to check. I know I'm on TikTok. Check Facebook. Yeah, but this morning I was trying to stream. I was trying to do this morning when I had a lot of time, a lot of free time, and it just would not work for some reason. And I was trying everything. Let me just check my settings, and then we're gonna get right into it. This is gonna be a recap of week 1 and my predictions for week 2. Suffice to say, I have a lot of thoughts about a lot of things that's going on. This was not the best week for tight ends at all. We're up on YouTube too. Not the best week for tight ends at all. In fact, it was pretty horrible. If you're on TikTok, you'll be able to see what I'm sharing, but I'm not gonna. You can see it yourself. You just go to ESPN or NFL, whatever site you want to go review the scoreboard. But it's on there for TikTok, for my TikTok viewers, if they want to see what I'm talking about. But week 1, lots of thoughts. Tight ends did not perform as well as we thought they would. You know, Mark Andrews and the Ravens came up a little short. Mark Andrews didn't provide enough that I thought he should. Derrick Henry, he had an explosive start on that Thursday game, but kind of didn't even get used in the second half. And then, yeah, it was a very big momentum swing for the Ravens and Chiefs. I had the Ravens winning, but of course, you know, the Chiefs are the Chiefs. Chiefs are going to find a way to win. Lamar needs help. He still needs more help on offense. Derrick Henry is a big add. I still don't know why they weren't running Derrick Henry. Maybe he was like dealing with some type of injury or something. Not entirely sure, but should have used him a lot more often. And that last play was a tearjerker, man. That reminded me of like KD when KD stepped on the line. His foot was just like that much too big that he ended up shooting a 2 instead of a 3, which would have tied the game, I think, or won the game. It was either tie or win. But anyway, that catch would have tied the game. Well, at least got them 6, and then field goal kicker would have had to get the extra point. But we all know that probably would have been automatic. But foot on the line, man, barely on the line, out of bounds, no catch. Them the breaks, man. Them was the breaks, and it was crazy. But I can't cry over spilled milk. Let's move on. Packers Eagles. They played in Brazil. It was a good game. I hate that Love got hurt at the last minute of the game. That sucks. It's never a good thing. I already had the Packers not. Did I have the Packers? I think I had the Packers not winning or being contenders. But they looked good, which is crazy. And they probably could have came back had Love not gotten hurt at the end. But they were playing in Brazil, and just a different type of environment that they're not used to playing in. A lot of slips, a lot of falls, a lot of tweaks. It wasn't too great. Saquon Barkley looked good, of course. Uh, Not much else to say. It was a good game though. What wasn't a good game at all on both sides. I'm gonna say on both sides because really the Steelers didn't destroy us or anything. They did beat us, but they beat us by field goals, which is a valid strategy. I mean, you got a kicker who can kick 57 yards. Might as well use him. He kicked 57, 56, 57, whatever. He had 6 freaking field goals. Like, I think I talked in nauseum about the Falcons right now. The Falcons definitely should have won this game. It was theirs to lose. And Kirk Cousins, I see a lot of people blaming Kirk Cousins. I'm not completely blaming him for our offense looking like that. He had no time. He had no time to make any reads, no decisions. Pitts had that one touchdown. He had the only touchdown in the game for both teams, but he looked sloppy when it came to like getting on the line. It looks like he's still trying to figure out Kirk Cousins' offense. They ran Kirk Cousins out of the pistol and the shotgun like the entire game, and I saw why. At first, I was like, I don't understand why they're not snapping from the center. Like, what's going on? And I saw why, because they were getting breakdowns. T.J. Watt was just all up in our guts, man, just rearranging them, like pause, no diddy, all that, whatever. But that's what was going on. He was making us his play toy out there. And that pressure was just on Kirk Cousins the whole game. Kirk Cousins couldn't do nothing. Man's was throwing interceptions, which he should have threw a lot of those he should have threw a lot of those away. But I mean, you know, not a good look for the Falcons. Arthur Smith was sitting there grinning as if he was doing what he was doing, but he didn't score any touchdowns. It was just special teams that rescued them right now. Sorry for the noise. Just sliding my chair around. Oh, yeah, but Fields looked pretty good. Pickens looked good. Steelers looked like a team that was rebuilding, and they're starting to put the pieces together. So kudos to the Steelers. None against the Steelers. I actually like the Steelers. But yeah, Falcons. They are who we thought they were. That's the name of this video, because every time we try to give back our support to the Falcons, it just ends up like this. But I gotta say, out of all the NFC South teams, we are not the worst. So there's still hope. We could be the Panthers. Next up was the Cardinals and the Bills. Josh Allen looked pretty good. 2 touchdowns. Not much to say there either. I didn't even get most of this game. Not a lot was said about this game, but it looks like it was a pretty good game. Of course, the Bills won. Cardinals, for the most part, I guess they're bouncing back too. They're kind of like the Steelers. They were on a slump for a while, but now they're getting back up there. The Bears is a shocker. The Bears was a shocker. Because Caleb, he wasn't really doing great out there. Not the best debut, as they say in the article, but he had a pretty terrible debut. The Titans were looking like they were missing a lot of pieces too, mainly at running back. They don't have Derrick Henry anymore. But the Bears defense stepped up. Bears defense won that game for them. Still a pretty close game. Patriots and Bengals. Joe Burrow didn't have any of his options out there. Not a great game for Joe. Patriots, I guess they won because the Bengals lost. Another one of those aspects. That should have been an easy victory for the Bengals, but you can't win them all, I guess. Texans and the Colts. And I got 2 words for you. Anthony Richardson and C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud's cool. But Anthony Richardson, oh my gosh. That man, was throwing bombs. He was throwing bombs. He was running. He looked like Cam Newton Cam Newton esque, I would say. And I doubted him last year. I doubted him. I completely was like writing this man off because I was like, who, why, the Colts are just doing anything. But he proved himself. I hate that he got injured last year, but He's proven himself to be someone who belongs in this league. And of course, the Texans, you know, they got some pieces. They picked up a lot of good pieces to put around C.J. Stroud. And they had a good game. A good game for both of the teams, really. I can't really fault either one of the teams. They both had a good game. So I'm looking forward to see what the Texans do this year, and I'm definitely looking forward to see what Anthony Richardson does this year. The Jaguars and the Dolphins. What can we say about Tyreek? I'm guessing by now everybody's seen Tyreek being arrested right before the game. I personally thought that he wasn't going to be able to play, so I wouldn't grab Eric Waddle real quick because I was like, oh, he's going to get all the touches. Ain't no way Tyreek's going to come back here and do what Tyreek does. Tyreek did what he had to do. Tyreek was Tyreek. Jaguars, they looked all right first half. Then they got shut out, but still promising things that can come from that young team. Same thing for the Dolphins. A lot of promising things that can come from the Dolphins. They just got to really keep their head on a swivel. This is the game that I was talking about earlier. At one point, I turned the TV to this game, and I saw the score, and I wanted to just die laughing. I'm like, how do you let it get that bad? The Panthers are garbage. They're boo-boo. They're the worst team in the NFL. They traded away picks. They could have had, different pieces, but they just squandered it all. And I think they're gonna be bad for a long time. I hate to give the Aints their credit, but they went out there and whooped the cat out of that Panther. Vikings and the Giants. I don't even think I heard anything about this game. Looks like the Vikings 28-6. So I guess not really much to talk about. Giants are the Giants. They're not winning the big bad teams in the NFC East right now. They've fallen off quite a bit. And the Vikings remain a solid contender in the NFC North, which is a very open division. The Chargers versus the Raiders. Again, it's not a game that I really paid attention to. The Raiders. Not an interesting team to watch, to be honest. The Chargers are pretty interesting. So 22-10, the Chargers winning. That seems about right. Broncos and the Seahawks. I watched a little bit of this game. I think the first half. Seahawks, they're looking pretty decent. Broncos, middle of a rebuild as well. So they're still trying to figure out their team. Not much to say about that game. I did watch the Cowboys versus the Browns. Dak just got paid, man. He got paid. I already told Arthur Blank, man, if he wants to come bring me to the Falcons, I'd take $500,000 a year. You don't have to pay me all that much money, like you paid Kirk Cousins, and we could go out there and lose games regardless. Cowboys, they went out there in their opener, curb stomped the Browns. I know Deshaun Watson was saying that he's still an elite quarterback. Where? I guess that's what we're trying to figure out. It's like where. I hate that scandals will turn a good player into just a forgetful player. The Washington Commanders lost to the Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield has been playing crazy. Again, that's another player I was like writing off. I was like, oh, this ain't gonna do nothing. But proved me wrong. I guess I don't know ball. He had split between Mike Evans and Godwin. So I was hoping Mike Evans went off that game. You know, I got my own fantasy, of course. I'm rooting for him, but yeah, pretty good game. Pretty good game for those two. Buccaneers have a lot of weapons. Buccaneers is yeah. The Buccaneers and the Saints are going to be a problem for the Falcons this year. I thought we would just come out and just when we had Kirk Cousins, man, we got a good quarterback. Now all the excuses are out the room, but no, there's still a lot of remaining issues that the Falcons need to fix. And then the Rams versus the Lions, which is that rematch between Matthew Stafford and I know his name right now. What's his name? How's his boy's name? Jared Goff. Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff. I don't know why I played his name. But it was a good game. It was a shootout between those two. And the Lions won in overtime. So Rams still look pretty decent. You know, still a middle of the road team. Probably not going to win the NFC West. The Lions are definitely probably top in the NFC North, along with the Vikings. Chicago, though. You can't write them off yet. We got to see more from them. And, of course, Monday night, 49ers curb stumped Aaron Rodgers. It's cool that Aaron Rodgers is back. I hate that he went out literally like the first quarter of last season. So we didn't even really get to see him play with the Jets that long. But that's a hard game to play against. To play against the 49ers, your first game back. CMC got hurt. So hopefully he comes back. Hopefully he's not like it's a season injury or something. Because that, you might as well just rule the 49ers out. I mean, they still got Brock Purdy and everybody else. But yeah, that was your week 1 recap. Next, we're going to preview week 2. I'm gonna do my predictions. Hopefully, I get them right. You know, we're gonna come back next week and then see how many I got right and how many I got wrong. This time, I'm actually having numbers. Week 2. So we start off with. The Bills and Dolphins. That's tonight. That's at 8:15. That's a great sounding game. Boy. The Bills versus the Dolphins on Prime Video. Make sure you're watching tonight. I'm going to be watching. Josh Allen or Tua. Tyreek. I think I got Miami by 3. It's gonna be a high scoring game. Maybe like I'm gonna say 30-27. Like maybe a missed field goal could have sent them to overtime, but the Bills they're gonna miss a field goal and the Dolphins are gonna escape with a win. High numbers from Tyreek, of course. Then we got the game that I probably won't be watching between these two teams. I hate both of these teams. But just looking objectively, I have the Cowboys beating the Saints 28-14. Buccaneers and Lions, another banger, bro. That's a great game. I have the Lions coming out maybe by 3. High scoring game. I'm going to say 28-21 by a touchdown. It's going to come down to the last drive. Buccaneers are going to have the ball last drive. Interception. Lions win. Colts versus Packers. I have the Colts curb stumping the Packers. It's going to be like 36-3. 36-3. Sorry, cheeseheads. 36-3 in Lambeau. That's gonna be crazy. Jets versus Titans. I don't care about that game. The Jets, 14-0. Who cares? The 49ers and Vikings. That's a good game. I think I got the 49ers winning close game. It's gonna be a low scoring game. Um, let's say 14 to 10. 14-10. 49ers. Seahawks and Patriots. Patriots won very fluky against the Bengals. So I got the Seahawks. Seahawks, not by much though. Maybe like a 15, like an ugly score. Let's get like a 15-7 type game. Giants and Commanders. Definitely don't want to see this game, but I got the Commanders. Low scoring game. Low scoring game. 14 to 6. 14-6. Chargers, Panthers. I got the Chargers winning 30. No, I'm not gonna do them like that. 28 to 7. I give them one touchdown. Browns versus Jaguars. I actually have the Browns. I got the Browns winning this game. Very close game. I will say about 24 to 21 by field goal. Raiders versus Ravens. I have the Raiders losing. I have the Raiders getting there. But smacked by the Ravens. The Ravens are going to come out here in Baltimore just looking for revenge at the wrong team. Like the Raiders are just going to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. So I got the Ravens beating the Raiders 45 to 3. That's a crazy score, but that's what I got. I'm probably going to get that one hella wrong, but it's probably going to be a lot closer than that. I'm not giving the Raiders enough credit. Rams versus Cardinals. I got the Rams. I know the Cardinals had a really good game last game. This is a good division matchup, but I think I have the Rams 14 to 10. Steelers versus the Broncos. I got the Steelers winning this. I'm curious to see more from Pickens. Curious to see more from Justin Fields. And I think but they're in Mile High. They're playing in Denver. Can they survive in Denver? It's going to be a lower score game. So I'm going to say 14 to 10. No, I keep going to that. 17 to 10. 17 to 10. Bengals versus Chiefs. As much as I want to say the Bengals, I just don't see them beating the Chiefs right now. Unless they get their head out of their butts. They have the potential to beat them now. I'm not going to say they don't. It ain't like Travis Kelce was playing that well last game. But it's still the Chiefs. It's still Patrick Mahomes. It's still, the kryptonite. Even though Joe Burrow has been known to beat Patrick Mahomes, I don't see it. Not in Kansas City. So, close game, 28 to 24. 28-24. Bears and Texans. Texans, but I'm not discounting the Bears. I think the Bears are a lot better than they were last year. I think that's going to be my game of the week, personally. That's going to be a good game, man. That's at 8:20, so you got to worry about no other games. That's going to be a good game. Curious to see C.J. Stroud. Yeah. High scoring game. Bears got a good defense, though. Let's go 21-17. 21-17. All right, and last but not least, on Monday night, my Atlanta Falcons have to face the Eagles. Now, let me set up some context right now. So, first I want to say rest in paradise to Frankie Beverly, Philadelphia native. That stadium is probably going to be crazy right now. They're about to play something before I let go and let go all over the Falcons, bro, because I don't think the Falcons have a chance. I'm a Falcons fan, and I don't think we have a chance against the Eagles. Not the way we played last game. They're gonna have to show me something. They're gonna have to show me something. Normally, I would be like out on a limb and be like, yeah, I think that the Falcons can win. They can sneak out a victory against. No, no, not against this Eagles team. Not against Saquon and all the stuff that they've been building up to create this dynamic Eagles team. And we apparently our offense is just not there, man. I don't know. Like on paper, we look terrible. We look like dog crap, you know. But our defense, with all the improvements that we made, we shut out a team from scoring, like touchdowns. They kick field goals the entire time. If we can make stops, if we could stop. Who am I kidding? Who am I kidding? I'm just like, you know that feeling you have as a fan, a football fan, you know, and you're just like, you want your team to win, and you're gonna be that diehard fan, and you're gonna be, you know, a little delusional, and you're like, man, I think that they can win. I don't have that feeling right now. It's just like, to me, it's almost too tall of a task to climb because the Falcons looked terrible. Like, it's hard to take positive keys away from the game when your offense looks that bad. Now, if we had a defense that got turnovers, then I can be like, okay, our defense can step up. Our defense can keep us in the game. Our defense can do enough to stop the team from scoring, but that doesn't attribute too much for the struggling offense. If our defense was getting pick sixes and really getting them good field position where we can get field goals, then I would be more comfortable saying that the Falcons have a chance. But right now, I don't see it. So, it's with a heavy heart I have to say this, and I have to be honest as an analyst, as a impartial person. The Falcons are about to lose this game. The Eagles are going to win. I'm going to give them 31-6. As harsh as that is, that's the reality that I see right now. I don't see anything else, man. These folks really sold us last game, man. They really sold us, and it was pretty much the offense. Like I said, the defense looked better. I'm not saying that they were perfect or anything, but they looked better. You had Grady Jarrett. He came back. He was getting sacks. He was getting pressure. I haven't seen the Falcons pressure a quarterback in 5 years. Something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm making that up. But I feel like I have not seen the Falcons get to the quarterback so much. And they were getting to Justin Fields. Maybe that's a indictment on the Steelers. I don't know. But they got to the quarterback, and I haven't seen that. Even with bad teams, I really haven't seen them pressure the quarterback like that. I still would like to see more swats. I still would like to see more from A.J. Terrell. Still waiting on that breakout season from A.J. He's had great seasons, as a lockdown corner. But I really want to see him go to the next level. I want to see him be like an excellent corner where we're like, that cornerback and then those two safeties. Those safeties, man. Those safeties that we got are special. Jesse Bates is the best player on our team. I'll say that. It's hard to disagree with that. I mean, if you disagree, you disagree. But Jesse Bates, he's a superstar. And then you got Simmons, who is a all-star. I mean, he's a bona fide stud at the safety position too. So we have the Twin Towers out there. And like I was telling people, I was like, you don't want to have the ball when you're going against Jesse Bates or anybody like that, because he will Not that he's like a heavy hitter or anything, but it's going. He gonna make sure you're down. He's not gonna let you go nowhere. He's a safety for a reason. He does his job well. They do their jobs well. Um, let's check out the standings. So currently sitting at the top of the AFC East, of course, is the Dolphins, and then the Patriots and the Bills. The Jets are the only team that took a loss last week. NFC North, bad week for the NFC North. The Steelers are on top of the division. They're the only one who won because they beat a certain team, the Atlanta Falcons. How crazy would it have been if they all took L's though? Same thing, AFC South. Texans are on top because the Colts played the Texans. Jaguars, right there, man. It's gonna be a close race. The AFC South is still open. I think these two teams, the Texans and the Colts, are the top teams in that division. It's gonna be a close race between those two. But I'm not gonna count out the Jaguars either. I think I'm gonna count out Titans. I don't know. And then the AFC West. Of course, the Chiefs are gonna be the top of that. The Chargers can make a run. Not to say that Herbert and them can't do their thing, but let's be real. It's gonna be the Chiefs. NFC East. NFC East is always chaotic. You always think the Eagles are the best team in that division, but then the Cowboys are always like right there, creeping in. They're like Alabama. They will never truly die. They can lose a couple games here and there, but they will still hold on by the thread. Close. It's gonna be a close race, but at the end of the day, I think I got the Eagles winning out, with the Cowboys being a wild card team. And then we got the NFC North. NFC North. Again, these are two teams that I've pegged to win, the Vikings and the Lions. But anything can happen. Chicago still looks pretty good so far. We'll see. Then the NFC South, the worst division in football, unfortunately. You got the Falcons at the bottom, with Carolina. Carolina's going to be the worst team. So it's not even about choosing the best team in the NFC South. It's like who's going to be the worst team coming out the NFC South. And it's going to be Carolina. Carolina's going to be the worst team. The best team, I still wanted to be the Falcons. That's that gut feeling I was telling you about, ladies and gentlemen, that I am delusional. That I think the Falcons are going to come out this bit. Because I have to. I have to want that. I can't root for the Saints. As impartial as I have to be during this, I can't root for the Saints. So it's either going to be the Falcons or it's going to be the Buccaneers. And I'm praying that either Kirk Cousins steps up in a major way, or we got another quarterback that we haven't tested yet. He's untested, but maybe it's time to put him in the game. I know it's only been week 1. I know I've been freaking out already. I don't know if y'all seen my video. Me in the fourth quarter just having a panic attack, but that's how the Falcons treat it, man. The Falcons, they force their fans to have panic attacks. They should be paying money out. There should be a settlement. There should be a huge lawsuit on panic-induced just enragement from what the Falcons do to us. And then the NFC West. I'm sitting here rambling and ranting about this, but I'm being honest with you. The Falcons really disappointed me, and they've been disappointing me ever since 28-3. That is like our. No, I'm not gonna do that because that is not something you say. I'm not even gonna tell you what I was thinking. You might put context clues in, considering what was yesterday, but that is a traumatic event that should be remembered by Falcons fans. Remember 28-3, because that was our one opportunity. of my lifetime, realistically, that I saw that the Falcons were gonna win. I mean, we had that chance against the Broncos too, a long time ago. A long time ago. That dates me. That dates me. I was a little toddler, not toddler. I was what's a 6 or 7 year old, like a little child. I was a kid. I didn't even understand football like that. Still getting my knowledge up. But now I'm in my 30s. In my 20s, we could have won the Super Bowl. I had folks hype. Let me tell you, I had folks knew in my unit when I was in the Army that I was a Falcons fan. In my office, you would go in there and you see every time we won a game, I would have the opposing team that lost with a little meme. And my sergeant major, at the time, he was a Saints fan, so he's come in there and we used to talk crap to each other. It was cool. It was the life. So one day, the same weekend where the Falcons were going to play the Patriots in the Super Bowl, they pulled me out in formation. They were like, this is a chart of everybody's rooting for the Falcons. This is Sergeant Charity. He's the biggest Falcons fan that we have here. And I was like sitting there cheesing ear to ear because I knew that the Falcons were going to win that game. I was like, the Falcons are going to win? Ain't no way that they can't win this game. It's destiny. It's right there. It's written in the stars. The Falcons winning this game. And it played it out so well. The script was going crazy. Let me tell you, the script was going crazy for the Falcons and the Patriots game. The script, not only just the script in the NFL, but the script and reality was going crazy because all of this was hyping me up. I was super hyped. I was like, I know for a fact that we're about to win. I'm sitting there, at my boy's house. I had a Patriots fan right next to me, so the whole time I was like, what you think about that, Tino? What you think about that play? What you think about Julio? What you think about everything? I saw a little meme during halftime. I was like, it was like take a shot for every time this happens, right? One of those things like take a shot if Matt Ryan drops the ball or whatever, like fumbles or whatever. But they had one special one. It was like take a shot if the Falcons players headset stops working. And I'm like, that don't make sense. Like that's a very, very specific use case. Why would they put that in that? Sure enough, you see Matt Ryan like he couldn't hear nothing. First of all, rewind. Let's rewind this story. Kyle Shanahan, who was our offensive coordinator at the time, this man, he puts his 2 weeks in during the Super Bowl. He put his 2 weeks in during the Super Bowl. He really left us during the Super Bowl. He was like, yeah, I got a head coach job. I'm moving to California. I'm moving to San Francisco. I'm going to go be the head coach over there. I get it. You want to advance in your career. You got to do what you got to do. But Kyle, keep that under wraps until after the Super Bowl. Your commitment got to be there. Put your 2 weeks in after you lose or win, whatever you want to do. Put your 2 weeks in later. Don't put your 2 weeks in during the Super Bowl. That's like me in my job, like during a demo, like a big demo. Here, $1 million company who wants to offer my company that I currently work with hundreds of millions of dollars to develop this software. Oh, but I'm putting my 2 weeks in. That's what that would be like. Ranting, raving, whatever. But yeah, so Kyle Shanahan, he's about to leave. Kyle Shanahan loses our playbooks. Loses the playbook at the airport or whatever. So now we don't have playbooks. We don't. How they gonna practice without playbooks? Whatever. We came out there. We was whooping, but still, Kyle Shanahan's a genius. Great offense. One of the best offensive coordinator we've had ever. Julio out there, toe touches, catching everything that Matt Ryan's throwing. Double cover, triple cover, it didn't matter. Julio was doing his thing. Matt Ryan, he went out there and had a MVP level game. He was MVP that year, so we was already set. He was the MVP. The Patriots looked terrible. The Patriots couldn't do anything. They couldn't even mount any offense. They had one field goal. It was 28-3 in the fourth quarter. It was the biggest blowout for the Patriots for Super Bowl. People were like, "Oh, it's over. Falcons are gonna win 99%. The Patriots at 1%." So I'm buying into the hype until that headset died for Matt Ryan. Then I was like, when it comes crashing down and it hurts inside. When it comes crashing down and it hurts. And it just started unraveling, like slowly but surely unraveling the threads, the storyline. Perfect storyline. Whoever wrote this story should be working for WWE right now. This is a storyline that would beat the corporation storyline with Stone Cold. That would beat the bloodline story with Cody and Roman. This storyline was perfect. 28-3. You had every Falcons fan and every fan that did not like the Patriots, hook, line, and sinker. You had these folks who abandoned the Falcons a long time ago, who've been living in Atlanta. Either they grew there or they flew here, but they abandoned the Falcons. The Falcons haven't even been a thought for these people. But you had these people wearing black, red, and white, cheering for the Falcons. I was in North Carolina and I could hear people in Atlanta cheering for the Falcons. The whole country, people in different countries were cheering for the Falcons. I got so many calls that day about the Falcons. So you know how bad it hurt when they scored their first touchdown. And then they scored another. And then they scored another. And then we weren't doing nothing. We weren't making no more offense. We had 23. We had 28 points already. They had 3. And nothing was happening on our side of offense. We just looked sloppy. And I'm like, okay, well, we can just, we can kill the clock a little bit. We can make it a little harder for them. But we couldn't even do that right. They were still throwing the ball half the time. Not milking the clock at all. And then eventually, the Patriots tied the game. And then we went to overtime. And it was done. It was a wrap. And then we lost. And then now Tino, who's the Patriots fan, is looking at me like, it's our charity. Huh? You see what the Patriots did? You see what Tom Brady did? Yeah, I saw it. The whole world saw the most embarrassing Super Bowl of all time. And to this day, these folks won't shut up about 28-3. So, yep. Remember 28-3. I don't even know how I got on this topic or why I decided to go this deep into this topic. But yeah, I'm really hurt. In other news, fantasy football has been looking crazy. Hard to tell what is real and what is fake. The leaders in the freaking the lead scorers on half the teams were like kickers. Boswell, how many did he drop? Okay, so we got Moody. Moody had 26. He had 6 field goals, just like Boswell. 6 field goals. Santos, he had 3 field goals. Not a slot. 13 points. Fairbairn at Houston, he had 17 points. Aubrey from Dallas had 21 points, 4 field goals. A lot of kicks. One player we did not have, no one had at the time, which I'm sure somebody picked him up by now. And if we didn't even pick him up. So I might want to pick him up myself. That's crazy. He had 26 points, 6 field goals. That man was going dumb. And I just added him. I think I'm going to start him over Santos. They're projected the same. But yeah. Fantasy has been going crazy. I'm the commissioner of my league. Most of the people in my league are either 285 former air traffic controllers or just people that I am cool with. And there's an inciting incident by one of our own 285 Live members, Mr. YMF Jeffrey Higgins. This fool decided to make some controversial trades during the game, mind you. Not even before the game. Not even like a logical time that people can sit there and really take in what's going on. This fool decided he wanted to make trades during the game. I'm trying to sit here and enjoy the game. First of all, I already told my wife, I was like, babe, the game is coming on. It's the Ravens versus Chiefs. Whatever you need, let me get it before the game. She asked me at 8:15 to go to the store for her. So I had to go to the store. I missed some of the game. That's cool, whatever. That's not important. But also, here's the trade. And you tell me, first of all, would you accept this trade? And if you're in the league and you saw somebody do this trade, would you veto it? Okay. So, YMF Jeff to our other 285 Live member, Sir Garrett. Here's the trade. YMF Jeff wanted to give Sir Garrett Travis Kelce, Kirk Cousins, and Keon Coleman from Buffalo for Jake Ferguson, Aaron Rodgers, and Malik Neighbors from the Giants. You're trading Travis Kelce. I know he didn't have a great game, but you're throwing up that trade for real. Which I didn't hear it. I was like, whatever. They want to trade that, so be it. I don't care. I'm not too Nazi on the trades and stuff, but those messages flying in. No, veto it. Everybody veto it. It got vetoed. And I got phone calls. Hey, why did they veto the trade? I don't get it. Because the trade was crazy. And he just kept sending trade requests. YMF Jeff. And I was like, bro, you gotta chill out with these trade requests. He sent me a trade request. He was like, I'll give you Derrick Henry for Mike Evans. I'm like, you gotta do trades that are under the radar. You can't do these big time trades where everybody's watching. Do that on a Sunday where nobody's gonna be paying attention. Like, do it. Not a Sunday, but that's when the game. Do it on like a Saturday night when nobody's paying attention. Everybody's drunk from the Georgia game. Nobody's gonna be paying attention. So he just kept sending trades, and I'm like, okay, let me go smooth this over with everybody else. Everybody else is like, man, this league is a farce. If y'all let this go through, this league is a farce. I don't even know why. And it was just crazy. I didn't even get to sit and digest and enjoy the Ravens game because I was dealing with all that. But yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling because I got to cook some dinner. But yeah, thank y'all for joining. I'm gonna try to do this weekly if I can. I barely have time to do this stuff, but I had time today. If I gotta wake up in the morning and do it, I'm gonna do it. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, engage with us. Get those numbers, those rookie numbers that we got below in that corner, that 473 or above if you're looking on TikTok. Get those rookie numbers up for us. Because we're going to come out here and work a little harder. We're going to earn it. Trust me, we're going to earn it. We got a lot to talk about. But I appreciate y'all. Subscribe to our YouTube. Follow us on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Follow us on Instagram. Threads now. I don't really post on Threads, but I'll figure it out one day. If y'all on there, I will post on there. I say TikTok. Follow us on Twitch. More gaming content will be coming back. Just been, to myself a little bit. I haven't really been playing games too much, but I will be back on those games. I do want to get back to Pokemon the hard way and other stuff like that. The new 2K I definitely want to play. Probably get it on PC since it's out and I don't have a PS5. But yeah, thank y'all for joining.